So I'm walking up the old toll road between Macclesfield and Buxton. It's an area that a lot of people come to enjoy the scenery, to enjoy the walking, the mountain biking, and many of them probably don't realise the industrial history of this area. The area is absolutely dotted with old coal shafts from several hundred years ago, which were dug straight down into the ground looking for fairly low grade coal. Anyway, upshot of it was, once the coal industry disappears, you got all these big holes in the ground. Well, here we are, fast forward into the 21st century, and I get this phone call from a mate who says, get your drone out, get your GoPro, some ropes, bring them along. I'm out on the moors at the moment. I want to show you something. So you can make out some of the old mine workings through holes in the ground which have now been grassed over and hidden, quite nicely camouflaged by modern day growth. So this is the signage, the evidence that this is very much an area that you do need to be a bit careful of, and I suspect most of the people who come to this area don't really see this sort of sign as an issue, and they look at the signs and think, yeah, just ignore that. So we're just driving past the exposed coal seams in the river bank, and you can see that they're not particularly good quality, nor are they very thick. So flying the drone over the area, you could see the hole that's been exposed when the cover has fallen in. Our number one concern was that the cover might have collapsed when the weight of a person or an animal had been put onto it. So the filming of the mine shaft was carried out by stretching a rope across the top of the shaft. In the middle of that rope was an alpine butterfly hitch with a carabiner. We threaded a second rope through the carabiner, and at the end of that rope there was a GoPro camera, and it was very straightforward for myself to lower the camera down into the shaft, videoing as it went down. As the GoPro went down into the shaft, you could see how well the original miners had dug the shaft. It was almost perfectly circular. Whoever dug this shaft must have used a ladder to get in and out, because there were no footholds or handholds at all on the sides, which were almost completely smooth. If you had fallen in, you wouldn't have found it very easy to climb out. The mine shaft was about 10 to 15 metres deep, and we were absolutely delighted to see that there was nothing at the bottom that we should be worried about. The miners had managed to dig down to the water table, so the bottom of the shaft was flooded, which might be the reason why they abandoned it. We couldn't actually see any coal seams on the side, so again, they might not have been able to get deep enough. So, there's a lesson to be learnt from the images that you've just seen, which is that you come into the countryside and you've got to keep your wits about you and have a look and see what's going on and what the risks might be.